Everyone should get off the podium, please. The music has to stop. Where's our podium? Everyone should settle down, please. Can we all please back off?
Please go and sit down. Go and sit down. I will be available for many photographs after we have given the president and the vice president their exits. Please go and sit down. I'm appealing to you. Please go back to your seats.
Dignitaries who are scheduled to leave town today. We call on the Minister of Trade and Investment, Dr. Okechukwu Enelama, to speak. Real quick, Honorable Minister, we have less than 5 minutes.
Your Excellencies and very distinguished guests, please permit me to first congratulate our celebrant, Asiwaju Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his wonderful wife, Senator Tinubu. Let me also thank our leader, His Excellency, that has helped to convene this, His Excellency the Vice President and his wonderful wife, and all the other distinguished people that are here. Let me just begin by saying that what I've been asked to talk about is something that is of particular importance at this time. If you have listened carefully to our young, our entrepreneurs, our small businesses, our budding enterprises, and you've listened to our major industrialists, you know that there is one area where the government has a particular responsibility to our people. And it's really to make it easier to do business, to create the kind of environment where you can go about your business and get the results you need. And I'm happy to say to you today that this is one area where this government has a commitment and is determined to make a difference, to make sure that we live an environment where your businesses can thrive. Some of the entrepreneurs have demanded today, and rightfully so. Let me also say that it is not just a concept or something we're thinking about, it's something where we have made a lot of advance. I mean, there's a lot that is going on, and what I want to do in the few minutes we have is just to share with you some very few highlights of what's going on in the very limited time we have. Let me also acknowledge the various governors that are here, particularly the governor of Lagos State and the governor of Kano State and all the other governors, frankly, who are very actively supporting this because, as you know, development actually happens in the states and the local governments, not up in the air. And without their support, we wouldn't have made the progress we've made. Now, the slide here, I jumped a slide that shows the pattern of every country that has developed and has achieved this potential was quick to recognize the importance of making it easier for people to do business and creating the right enabling environment. The slide you're seeing just shows that Nigeria is still challenged in this area. And this is why this government is committed to working to make sure we see a difference. This same slide just underscores how far we are from the best in class when it comes to ease of doing business and people, having the kind of environment they need to do their business. Next slide, please. Against this backdrop, I just want to make the point. 3 points on this slide. I know you can't read everything there, you might not be very clear. The first point I want to make is that this program is targeting especially the small and medium enterprises. Yes, the big businesses will benefit from it, but like you heard from Alhaji Dangote, big businesses are able to put in their own power and their own infrastructure. But we can't all do that. It's very important to create the environment where our budding entrepreneurs can succeed. The second point I want to make is that the president himself authorized an initiative which is chaired by the vice president called the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council to to make sure that the government, both at the center and coordinating with the states, gets the results we're looking for. And then there's also a secretariat, a group of people whose singular responsibility is to just work on this. And with that as a background, I want to then tell you what it is that we're doing over the next few slides. And again, I'll be brief. Next slide, please. This slide is talking about an initiative we have undertaken over the next 60 days, actually the next 30 days now, it was started about a month ago, to focus very heavily on those areas where we can get immediate results for the benefit of our people in terms of ease of doing business in the country. And the reason we're doing this is that we're part of a World Bank ranking that is going on. The World Bank has something called the Ease of Doing Business Index. And Nigeria has historically ranked very poorly. In fact, we're ranked at 169 out of maybe 180 or 190 countries. But we believe that we can begin to change that, first by moving at least 20 places over the next year, and certainly by moving into the top 100, and our target is actually to be in the top 50 by the time we are done with this government. I also want to say that there is firm commitment coming from all the tiers of government, the center, the states, and all the various agencies of government. Please, let's go to the next slide. The next slide just shows you what are the areas where we are most interested in getting results. They include starting a business, things like getting credit, construction permits, making it easier for people to pay their taxes, getting electricity, trading across borders, and the entry and exit of people, and also registering property. In all these areas, we are seeing results already. Let's go to the next slide, please. The next slide just gives you an idea of the kind of benefits that we'll get from this, particularly for our SMEs. We believe that a lot of the cost that SMEs spend can be removed if government makes it easier for them to do business. We calculate that in the short term we can save them as much as 2.6 billion naira, which means a lot if you're an SME, and a lot of man hours that is spent running around government facilities to get all kinds of permits. Let's go to the next slide, please. Again, I won't go through this slide. This slide is telling us what are the targets we have and the things that you can see there represent either where we finished the work or where we're still doing the work. The next slide, please. This then just summarizes for you the areas where we've actually achieved results in terms of starting up businesses, entry and exit of people, trading across borders, entry and exit of starting a business, entry and exit of people, and trading across borders. Let me say that this effort, we intend over the next 30 days to get to a level, like I said earlier, where when the World Bank publishes the results at the end of this year, we would like to see Nigeria actually start improving and become a country that is competitive again. Let's go to the final slide. I think this final slide just wants to underscore the importance of institutionalization. Whatever we're doing as a country, we would like to see it institutionalized. In other words, we would like to see it continue, even after the life of this particular government. We are also emphasizing the importance of collaboration. It is impossible to make it easier for people to do business without linking it to the work that is going on in the states, like I said before, and the various agencies and tiers of government that have responsibility for regulating businesses. And the good news is that we are all working together. And the final thing I want to say is the importance of continuous improvement, getting better and better. I think one thing we have learned that, for you to do well, you have to be a moving target. You have to get better all the time. And I believe that one of the reasons why our celebrant today is being celebrated is because he has continued to be a moving target that gets better and better. And I hope as a country, we will also be a moving target and we'll get better and better. Thank you very much. I hope that we can commit to making it easier for all these wonderful entrepreneurs we've heard from today to do their business. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
We, the young people, and the people of this country, owe a debt of gratitude to him and his colleagues for what they have done in the last 1.5 years in defeating Boko Haram. Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Air Marshal Nigeria.
Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his wife, distinguished Senator Oluremi Tinubu, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, Executive Governor of Lagos State, and other executive governors here present, distinguished and honorable members of the National Assembly, Deputy Governor of Lagos State, members of the State House of Assembly, representatives of the service chiefs, members of the diplomatic corps, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I consider it a privilege to have been invited to deliver a keynote address as a special guest at the 9th Bola Tinubu Colloquium. I therefore express my appreciation to the organizers of this event for this singular honor. I am particularly thrilled at the theme of this year's event, which is Made in Nigeria, use what we make and make what we use. I am thrilled because it affords me the opportunity over the course of history. Right from 1903, when the Wright brothers conducted the first successful flight, air power has played a decisive role in combat. The first instance of the use of air power was during the war between Italy and the Ottoman Empire in 1911, when a young Italian pilot was ordered to throw grenades from his aircraft to strike enemy encampments. Other subsequent use of air power in battle were the successful German bombing of London during World War I, the German blitzkrieg operations of World War II. The Luftwaffe demonstrated the doctrine of control of air power and support to surface forces with so much efficiency that it stunned the opponents into submission. This must have spurred Winston Churchill to observe, and I quote, "Not to have an adequate air power in the present state of the world is to compromise the foundation of national freedom and independence," unquote. That statement, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, holds true until today. More recently, in the Falkland War between Argentina and Great Britain in 1982, the decisive battle that determined the fate of the islands were fought in the air. Again, air power proved to be the most decisive factor that brought the Gulf War of 1991 to a speedy conclusion. The Gulf War lasted for 43 days, out of which the ground offensive took only 5 days as a result of a successful air campaign mounted by the coalition forces against the Iraqi forces. Furthermore, air power was fundamental to the enforcement of no-fly zone established by the United Nations Security Council over Bosnia-Herzegovina in 1992 during the Yugoslav War. Back home, air power has also played a decisive role in bringing conflicts to speedy resolution right from the Nigerian Civil War, when the Nigerian Air Force was launched into battle barely 2 years after its establishment. Since then, the Nigerian Air Force has successfully used air power to project Nigeria's interests during the Nigerian-Chadian conflict of 1983 and the ECOMOG operations in Liberia and Sierra Leone. So impressed was the one-time ECOMOG field commander, General Victor Malu, with the efficacy of air power that he stated, and I quote, "In any modern operation, you can never underrate the use of air power. You either have it or you don't go into operations," unquote. We are all witnesses to the recent swift deployment of our troops to Gambia, which brought the political impasse in that country to a quick resolution. The swiftness of that deployment was only made possible by the availability of serviceable air assets. Coming back home, Nigeria faces several internal security challenges, ranging from militancy in the south-south, pipeline vandalism in the southwest, cattle rustling in the northwest, and Boko Haram terrorism in the northeast. The Nigerian Air Force has successfully deployed its air assets in conjunction with ground troops to end or reduce some of these challenges. For instance, air operations conducted in Arepo by Nigerian Air Force platforms successfully ended pipeline vandalism in that nation. Here is a short clip to show the effect of that measure. The timely delivery of spare parts at reasonable cost must be assured. However, the Nigerian Air Force is ordinarily compelled to rely mostly on foreign original equipment manufacturers for the supply of spare parts, and usually at exorbitant rates. Besides, as a service, we are all aware of the focus of the federal government in promoting local content, homegrown technology, and innovation as the principal means of preserving the nation's foreign exchange earnings. Accordingly, the Nigerian Air Force currently places much emphasis on research and development as a way of building indigenous technological capacity. It is against this backdrop that I will be speaking on Nigerian Air Force research and development efforts towards self-reliance, achievements, and future deliverables. We know that the effectiveness of the Nigerian Air Force in the long term largely depends on the extent of the growth of its home-based technology. The aim of this paper is to highlight key dividends of the Nigerian Air Force research and development efforts. To achieve this aim, I shall look at the foundation of indigenous research and development efforts in the Nigerian Air Force, some products of Nigerian Air Force research and development efforts, and then finally conclude on future deliverables. Let us now start by looking at the foundation. In the Nigerian Air Force, a key requirement for the fulfillment of our statutory mission of ensuring the integrity of Nigeria's airspace is the availability of sufficient aircraft for air operations. The Nigerian Air Force therefore has different aircraft for different types of air operations. The pictures of some of these aircraft and their roles are shown on the screen. It is noteworthy that spares and components that are essential to the serviceability of aircraft are not usually manufactured in Nigeria. It was thus the norm to source for all the required parts only from various overseas original equipment manufacturers. Aside from the habitually exorbitant costs of importing these items, delivery was often delayed, thereby resulting in prolonged downtime for our aircraft. It became obvious that the Nigerian Air Force had to innovate if it must continue to effectively and efficiently fulfill its role. In realization of the foregoing, the foundation for innovation efforts in the service was laid when the Nigerian Air Force Research and Development Policy was formulated. Accordingly, all I had to do on assumption of office was to strengthen the research and development capacity of the service for large-scale research activities. In pursuit of this goal, we established the Air Force Research and Development Center in October 2015 for basic and applied aerospace research and development. The center was to undertake other Nigerian Air Force strategic research and development commitments. Thereafter, all the officers who had undergone various postgraduate programs in aerospace vehicle design at different universities, as well as those talented officers in the area of aerospace research and development, were deployed to this center in Kaduna to form the nucleus of Nigerian Air Force research activities, and they were given the necessary mandate. The Nigerian Air Force also introduced inter-command research and development competition. Another step taken by the Nigerian Air Force was to sign a memorandum of understanding with 22 selected Nigerian universities and research institutions. This was in consonance with one of the key drivers of my vision, which is employing strategic partnership with ministries, departments, and agencies for enhanced research and development. The other key driver that is germane to this presentation is reinforcing a culture of self-reliance and prudent management of resources. Sequel to the successful signing of the Memorandum of Understanding, various research and development cells comprising resource persons from selected tertiary institutions and Nigerian Air Force personnel were then formed. The cells were assigned the task of addressing different aircraft and related maintenance challenges based on identified competencies. Our experience so far has shown that there are highly talented resource persons in Nigeria's tertiary institutions. The sustenance of these successful partnerships with these institutions have had and will continue to have positive impacts on aircraft serviceability in the Nigerian Air Force. This will in turn enhance our ability to project air power towards contributing not only to the resolution of Nigeria's current internal security challenges, but security challenges within the West African sub-region. Apparently what Nigeria needs is to successfully harness her rich human resources, appropriately motivate them, and mandate them to come up with desired results. Now a brief look at what we've been able to achieve, the products, starting with the hydraulic accumulator for helicopter gunship. The hydraulic accumulator diaphragm is a very important component of the Mi-35 helicopter gunship, which is one of the main platforms being employed in the Northeast. Aside from being very expensive, the diaphragm requires frequent replacement to assure safe conduct of flight operations. Oftentimes, the Mi helicopters become grounded due to faulty hydraulic accumulator diaphragms. Efforts made to procure the diaphragm from the manufacturers of the helicopter revealed that it was scarce to source and very expensive. The Nigerian Air Force eventually had to procure 6 diaphragms only at the cost of about $106,000 US. That situation led to the commencement of in-house research on the production of the diaphragm. At this rate, each diaphragm costs about $17,666.67 per one. This translates to about 5.5 billion per diaphragm. And each aircraft carries 2, which means we need about 10.1 million to procure just 2 diaphragms. In the course of research, the Nigerian Air Force collaborated with some mechanical and robot technologies outfits in the country, resulting in the production of the first prototype. Ever since, the production has undergone many modifications, and I'm glad to announce that we have now produced a better version of the one from the original equipment manufacturer at a cost of about 25,000 naira. The Nigerian Air Force no longer imports the diaphragm, and our Mi-35 helicopters are never grounded again on account of faulty diaphragm. Let me hasten to add that the successful production of the diaphragm, which has been patented in 2016, has the potential of impacting on the nation's economy. For instance, the local suppliers of the needed raw materials, as well as the local manufacturing company, are profiting from this venture. Next is resolving the incompatibility issue on the Agusta 109 helicopter. The Agusta 109 helicopter is a light utility helicopter that is frequently employed in intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance role in the Northeast and other theaters of operation. The helicopter's camera and its multifunction display, which displays various aircraft parameters, were integrated by the original equipment manufacturer. However, with time, a conflict arises between these two systems, with attendant adverse effects on our operations. The foreign firm, which was contacted to rectify the snag, submitted a bill of 158 million naira, an amount that the Nigerian Air Force considered as being prohibitive. Consequently, the Nigerian Air Force, looking inwards, set up a research and development cell and tasked them with resolving these conflicts. The committee was able to successfully separate the camera from the multifunction display while providing an additional monitor for the camera. Both of them now work independently without any operational hitches, and the Air Force paid 5 million naira. The next is a bit interesting because I'm going to talk about electrolyte in a battery of a fighter aircraft. The F-7NI aircraft is a fighter aircraft deployed in deep interdiction role in the Northeast. Among the challenges faced in the operation of the aircraft was the maintenance of the airborne alkaline battery supplied by the original equipment manufacturer. The battery had a service life of 1 year, a shell life of 2 years, making its durability very poor. The battery also required regular charging and topping of its electrolyte, which had to be procured from overseas. The impression given by the manufacturers was that the electrolyte had special additives that could never be tampered with nor sourced locally. Meanwhile, the corrosive nature of the electrolyte made it extremely difficult to import, as shippers were always reluctant to ship it, thereby leading to increased aircraft downtime. To resolve the problem of the electrolyte, which rendered most of the batteries unusable, the Nigerian Air Force commissioned a research and development team in collaboration with Benue State University in Makurdi. The research team was able to successfully produce a replacement of the electrolyte for the F-7NI aircraft batteries. It is gladdening to note that we do not import electrolyte for the F-7 aircraft batteries. Now to production of anti-skid system for the Alpha Jet. For some time, the Nigerian Air Force has been experiencing challenges on the anti-skid system of the Alpha Jet, which is another platform that is actively engaged in the counter-insurgency operations. The anti-skid system is connected with the braking system of the aircraft and will usually result in the grounding of the aircraft if faulty. The major challenge before now with rectifying anti-skid system related snags on the aircraft is the lack of test bench to test the skid that has been repaired, the anti-skid system that has been repaired. Ideally, test benches are used to confirm the functionality of the system that has been repaired prior to installation of the aircraft. However, the Nigerian Air Force was being compelled to test the anti-skid system in situ, thereby sometimes inadvertently damaging other components on the aircraft. Towards resolving the anti-skid challenge on the Alpha Jet aircraft, they now collaborated with Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University in Bauchi, Ahmadu Bello University, and University of Maiduguri. Resource persons from these institutions, alongside their Nigerian Air Force counterparts, were able to design and produce a test bench for the Alpha Jet aircraft anti-skid system. Today, our challenges with the anti-skid system of the aircraft have become part of our history. Now to the company, which has invested in the production of brake parts and rivets needed to overhaul the Alpha Jet aircraft brakes. The company is now able to mass produce the needed Alpha Jet aircraft brakes. With this, we are sure of getting the required brakes at an affordable price, the right quality, and in a timely manner, having involved an indigenous company. Then to manufacturing of a manned aerial vehicle. The modern trend in military aviation is the employment of unmanned aerial vehicles in various missions. Not to be left behind, the Nigerian Air Force, through its OLE initiative, OLE here stands for Optimizing Local Engineering, was able to manufacture an unmanned aerial vehicle. The prototype unmanned aerial vehicle named Bulma was designed and developed for intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance operation solely by Nigerian Air Force officers. The unmanned aerial vehicle produced when fully operational can remain airborne for 8 to 10 hours, flying at an altitude of 10,000 feet and a cruising speed of about 102 kilometers per hour. Now finally to weaponization of combat aircraft. Through indigenous efforts, the Nigerian Air Force has bolstered its research and development initiatives in the area of armament technology. These initiatives have led to major breakthroughs that have impacted positively on the Nigerian Air Force counter-insurgency operations in the Northeast. Notable among the efforts towards self-reliance in the field of armament are the weaponization of 3 Alpha Jet aircraft, whose weapon systems were reconfigured locally to carry not only Western Bloc weapons, but to also be able to carry Eastern Bloc rocket launchers. Similarly, we have weaponized 3 EC-135 civil helicopters. Another weaponization program that was successful is the reconfiguration of the L-39ZA basic trainer to play an offensive role. The outcome of this effort was tested in Makurdi Air Range, as shown on the screen. Now, Finally, to future deliverables. There are other ongoing research and development projects which I cannot discuss because of limitation of time that are going on in collaboration with various local organizations and institutions. These projects include the production of a manned aerial vehicle through the use of indigenous technology for Nigerian Air Force and other government agencies, production of prototype of multi-role aircraft for Nigeria, reverse engineering of most armament and associated equipment. Other projects are shown on the screen. We are mindful of the fact that the success of these ongoing and future research and development projects will depend a lot on the commitment of our personnel and our various partners. Nevertheless, the significance of political support cannot be overemphasized. We therefore solicit a continuation of the support which the federal government has been so generous in giving. In conclusion, the various feats achieved by Nigerian Air Force through indigenous research and development efforts in collaboration with various Nigerian organizations and tertiary institutions have no doubt impacted positively on aircraft availability for diverse air operations, particularly on the ongoing counterinsurgency operation. Besides, the local innovation are assisting the service to overcome total dependence on foreign vendors, thereby reducing costs of equipment, acquisition, and maintenance. Herein lies the benefits of innovating locally in partnership with relevant stakeholders. I therefore seize this opportunity to appreciate the numerous partners of Nigerian Air Force, particularly our universities and polytechnics, in its quest for technological achievement and local innovation. I would equally like to commend their sense of patriotism, commitment, and enthusiasm. At the end of this madness in the Northeast, the names of our partners will be written in gold for their contribution in making Nigeria a safe place. We will not rest on our house as we forge ahead with other ongoing and future research and development projects towards the development of Nigerian Air Force and the nation at large. Thank you for listening and God bless.
We have the kind permission of the celebrant, the Jagaban of the universe, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to make a small remembrance of one of the great Nigerians who was there in the fight for Nigeria and Nigerian goods, and that is Fela Anikulapo Kuti. We must remember him when he said, "Buy Africa, kila shema low Africa, abita baratiwa ohe, abita baratiwa ohe." And that is what Asiwaju is telling us. Kila shema low Africa, abita baratiwa. Let us make it Nigeria and buy make in Nigeria. Asiwaju, you are congratulated again. Thank you.
Please let me appeal to you to leave this day about one by I'm going to take with the former governors, and then we have to treat one by one, group by group.
Your Excellencies, we want to appreciate everyone on the stage, and I think you can all make your way downstairs now. Thank you very much. Thank you. And I want the Vice President, the wife of the Vice President, the governors and their wives, and the representative of Mr. President, the former Vice President, to please remain. So we'll call the senators after and our royal fathers after. I think I'm going to be coordinating at this stage.
Governors and their wives. Okay, for the members, are you ready? Governors and their wives. Thank you very much, sirs and ma'ams. Thank you very much. Can we have the senators, please? Senators. Senators and their wives, please. Senators and their wives. One senator, one wife.
His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Akiwumi, who is our host for this evening.
Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by the Honorable Minister of Interior. Your Excellency, the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, and his lovely wife. The First Lady, wife of Mr. President, Aisha Buhari, ably represented by Ajia Salamatu Maeluma. Your Excellency, the former Vice President, Namali Sambo. Your Excellencies, Governors of Kano, Oyo, Ondo, Katsina, Kaduna, Ogun, Plateau, Edo, Kebbi, Niger, and Sokoto. Former governors and former deputy governors, the celebrants and his lovely wife, distinguished senators, honorable members of the House of Representatives, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Lagos State,
our party leaders, members of our great party, APC, the Honorable Speaker, Lagos State House of Assembly, and all the other honorable members, all our royal fathers, all the obas and chiefs, members of the State Executive Council, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I am humbled and honored to stand today on behalf of the people of Lagos State and Lagosians in diaspora to salute and congratulate Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu on many fronts, especially his 65th birthday anniversary that comes up tomorrow. Permit me to describe a fruit, the coconut, as an illustration of my message. The coconut tree is a member of the palm family. The 10 coconuts can refer to the whole coconut palm, or the seed, or the fruit. The 10 coconuts is derived from the 16th century Portuguese and Spanish word coco, meaning head or skull, from the 3 indentations on the coconut shell that resemble facial features. Coconuts are known for their great versatility, as evidenced by many traditional uses, ranging from food to cosmetics. For example, Jagaban. The oil and milk derived from it are commonly used in cooking and frying, as well as in soap and cosmetics. The husk and leaves can be used as material to make a variety of products for furnishing and decorating. The coconut is a good symbol of cultural significance in certain communities. In putting the pieces together, here it is. You have a head that is blessed with a divine task to be fruitful and useful to humanity. He is greatly versatile, courageous, and strategic in outlook. It takes a few years of planting before the coconut tree becomes fruitful. Thereafter, it bears fruits for a long time. 65 years after, it has been fruitful. Creating more products and byproducts from his political dynasty than any other living major Nigerian political products in recent history. Like the coconut, some byproducts or some fruits will get bad along the way or after being sold in the market. In actual fact, the political product may not be the favorite of some other people. The bottom line, however, is very simple. If Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu were a coconut, I dare say, with all simplicity, I will be among the 4 frontliners that will eat, drink, and sleep BAT 24/7. The test of a successful leader is in the number of leaders that he has created. Using this globally accepted parameter, Asiwaju at 65 is without doubt a winner in this category. There is no doubt the Asiwaju political dynasty is a made in Nigerian product. The foundation laid and blueprints developed during his tenure as governor of Lagos State, which cuts across all sections of the state's economy, have actually simplified the process of governance till date. His blueprint has continued to serve as a roadmap to achieving the Lagos of ease and our dreams. This same political product, without doubt, traverses the Nigerian landscape, and that is evident with the emergence of APC at the center in 2015. Asiwaju is a made in Nigerian product. We should make more products out of it. This year's central theme is no doubt an apt topic. Make it in Nigeria, use what we make what we use. I am an unrepentant convert of this ideology. We have demonstrated it. We have professed it through our late price partnership with Kebbi State. As a government, we will continue to improve on our indices of the ease of doing business to ensure that more products are made in Nigeria for the development and growth of our nation. Asiwaju, I salute you. Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I admire your dexterity and I congratulate you. Asiwaju, on behalf of the First Lady, my entire family, all your admirers at home and across the world, we say a big thank you for your large-heartedness, benevolence, and visionary leadership that you have unleashed on this nation. You are a statesman par excellence. My leader, our leader, happy birthday, sir. Thank you. Thank you. In the middle of the game, they said there was going to be a toast, but tomorrow is the birthday. So they should not take the shine away from the Lagos State government. So we'll see them tomorrow. But at this point, we cannot miss this occasion. I would like to just invite the former Vice President, the representative of the President, all governors, all the former governors, distinguished senators, the Speaker of the House of Reps, the Deputy Governor, Oba of Lagos, the celebrant and his wife, so that they can just come up with me here. We can sing a birthday song in advance, right? So we sing the birthday song for the celebrant.